Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, great balls of fire, it's showtime. Hi guys, back again. I played like, I don't know, 20 minutes or so. Got myself a little further, which is handy. I like that. Where are we going? I think we're going here, but I will double check. Because you deserve the best content that I can give you. Good evening to whomever has joined me. I'm Ward. Yeah. Looks like we go there one more point. And then there for 2. So we go here. Next up will be 2 points in there, increasing our ward retention. Back over here. I think we're going there, but I don't know that, so let's find out. 5, 3, 2. 5, 3, 3, and then 1 up above. Now, maybe more than 1 up above, but at least 1 above. We've now unlocked it because the 3 little pips. You have to have 3 there to get to there. Let's see. Nice little improvement on the decayed skull, which is a little dark, but, you know, what are you going to do? It's in here, isn't it? Yeah. So these people are standing in my way. I couldn't see. I am still cluster fucking my stash and inventory. Okay. Owner's Toll. That's quite good. Low-level minion builds, gonna love that. Let's see, 30% increase of Weaver enchantment fixes. We haven't gotten a Weaver yet. Increased effective prefixes and suffixes for idols in refracted slots, and 6 health per idol in refracted slots, where we currently have 12 mana. Mana is pretty good for us right now. We will stick with that. Minion spell and bow damage. That's just not going to cut it. Nope. Ward gained on potion use. Never been a fan of that. I just don't use. Hey, Lone Star Wolf, how you doing? I simply don't use enough potions. I'm one of those people who holds onto their potions. Perhaps unnecessarily. Evolution's End. Fossil Amulet. 40% increase minion damage. I'm not playing minions. When a hit leaves a boss or champion below 40% health, you summon a Rift Beast for 15 seconds. Rift Beast summoned has the same evolutions as the Rift Beast that dropped this item. But we don't know what those are. Plus 15% of resistances for minions. Oh, evolutions, there we are. Firehead, Armored Back, Ice Head, Charged Fangs, Regenerative Stolons, whatever a Stolon is, and Explosive Mucus. Because regular mucus, nobody's interested. Explosive mucus, people pay attention. That is really gross, but they do pay attention. Elemental damage, void resist. Currently have damage over time. That's better. Plus 6 dex. That's got to be a tier 5 at least. Tier 5. Damage over time, Umbral Blade. That's a keeper if I choose to play a rogue at any point. Fire Pen with Fire Invocations. Sadly, Fire Invocations, not something I'm playing. Chance to hit Fire Aura when hit, up to 3 times per second. If anything's wailing on me 3 times a second. Yes, I would certainly pay attention if they look like they're going to sneeze too. Actually, I think I'd probably just leave. And run, actually. Yeah, probably run. All right, we're going to sell the rest of this crap. So the most noteworthy thing I did while offline about an hour ago, much to my dismay, was there's an item in the game called a Rune of Ascendance that allows you to take a regular, non-unique, non-awesome item and change it into a random unique.
I see.
And so I'm trying to get a particular staff, which I need for the build. I had one of these Curses of Perseverance. I had 2 Runes of Ascendance. I bought 2 staves. Then I had 3 Curses of Perseverance. So, I don't have a whole lot of uniques around, and yet somehow I managed to get randomly ascend 2 staves into 2 more Curses of Perseverance. And I would have to say, yeah, Curse of Perseverance. I shouldn't have stuck to it. That was my problem. We're going to bust this one up because it has actually a couple of quite rare prefixes. And a little bit of physical resist. So we've got a grand total of 9 tiers of affixes. It would be nice if we could get, I don't know, how about 9 out? I'll get 1. Probably the physical. And we got 2 shards for the Flame Reef. It's okay. Forge contains... I left something in the... I did leave something in the forge, actually. Interesting. Okay, that's new. That's a new button. Wait. Did I use the wrong one on that? I did. I used a Rune of Removal. I wanted to shatter it. Well, I still would like that and or that. So, the other rune I used removes 1 affix. Guaranteed. We got the Fizz Resist. 3 of them. We got none of the other, of course. I'm sad. They added a nice note, however, now that when you leave an item in the forge, it tells you. We're going 3 here. And then I believe we're coming up here for Arcane Insight. I have to find the nomads. Oh, wait. Oh. Oh, we unlocked Arcane Ascendance. Finally, someone who can help. Please, my grandchild, he's sick. It's not safe for anyone in the tribe to go and gather ingredients, but you seem accustomed to the wilds. Do you think you can help us make a cure? I'm going to do a mild spoiler right now. It's not actually medicine for his grandson. It's boner meds for him. Seriously. So the build's not great right now. Kind of need that staff to make it good. Can't quite use the staff yet, and it requires level 47, but... Now, I have died 3 times so far. I have to start getting used to hitting my W key more often to give me a little bit more protection. I died to the League mechanic. Kind of a... All of my deaths have occurred... Well, okay, one occurred because I was angry and didn't take appropriate precautions. When the mob killed me, it was a bullshit death. And it killed me a second time. That one's on me. But the other 2 deaths were both due to fighting very difficult mobs in very space-constrained areas. Which you could say was a mistake, but... In one case, it was me sitting at... Why has my ward completely gone to shit on me all of a sudden? In one case... I'm running around with about 600 life and 450 ward, right? So about 1,050 overall life. And a guy hits me for 2,200. Now, I was pretty sure I hit my E button to teleport and didn't move, and then got kaboomed. And it was an earth-shattering kaboom. All right, we have to challenge him. He killed me the last time. Well, not by himself. There were two of these other really big and annoying, unpleasant area of effect dropping mobs, and I was in a small area that was filled with big columns, and so you couldn't move around reliably, and that's what killed me. That's the second, or the third death, was because again, I just hit my frickin' teleport and didn't move. I don't know what's going on, but it does not. It seems to be a pretty frequent occurrence that I am unfortunately having to experience. Not a big fan of. Whoops. Whoops. I wasted one on him. Why is he not dead? Okay, now he's dead. I don't know. I don't know if it's a lag death or not. You know, I mean, it is on a 4.1 second cooldown. So in that fight, there was at least one case where it didn't go off because it was on cooldown, but I don't think it was on the one where it actually killed me. Because I've been seeing it a fair amount. Poison. That's not a great corruption. It's a very high value. It's a tier 6 value for poison and then a tier 4 poison resistance roll. But this is for elemental damage. So it's kind of disappointing. Basically, well, I mean, there might be ways of conversion. I just don't think any of the... This is for the Rune Master spec. I'm not sure that they actually have a good way of converting. They do from element to element. I'm not sure they have a good way of converting to poison to make that part work. It's an interesting combo-based class. All right, we've got a new nemesis, a brand spanking new one, and a bunny. All right. All right, that is for shield throw. +3 with shield throw. Now you see, now I'm interested. It has a max value on the shield throw, and shield throw is a cool skill I've played at least once before and wouldn't mind playing again. So we have to empower it to try and get, you know, some cool values added to it. I really have got to do something about that. That was almost a me. That was a me screw up that was almost fatal. Frankly, my aim is going for crap these days. I am definitely getting old. Hey, come on, cut that crap out. You're burning. Why don't you burn a little faster, please? Oh man, I am so gonna die. The bosses at the end of this area are the Matriarch and Patriarch. Wengari, Matriarch, Wengari, Patriarch. And anytime I reach this far on a character who hasn't died yet, I treat it as about a 50-50 chance that they're going to kill me. And now they've been made more powerful. Yay. It's possible I'm not overly enthused about that development. I think it's about time for us to start transitioning to counting more on our meteors. I just threw that one because I wanted to see if I could melt a lake. Not really. For our opener. We already have a fair number of points we've put into Meteor that aren't really doing anything. Until we get the item we need, which converts basically, well, the reason we need it is it converts the damage type to lightning instead of fire or meteor. That's the primary reason we need it. The two-piece bonus is also quite good. So we'll need both pieces eventually. But you don't actually need the to use the staff, because there's the ability to peel to peel off affixes from set items and apply them to other items. So when we get it, we'll be able to use it. We won't necessarily be using it forever. At some point, we'll get a better general use staff and transfer that one affix on. All right, bossy dude in here, I think. Nope, not here yet. Oh, those poor guys were on fire. How sad. Stop throwing things. Did your mother ever teach you that that's rude? So the fireballs are still doing a good job on the smaller mobs. Now we have a bossy dude. Not the real bosses, the matriarch and the patriarch. You may have heard me describe it as how much they suck, because I'm not a fan. That's the Wengari Beastmaster, and he's all dead. Wing gloves. Wingardium Leviosa. Sorry. Dodge. Melee attack speed. Not helpful. All right. Matriarch and Patriarch coming up. Apparently, now they gain buffs when the other one is killed. Previously, you always wanted to just get one of them dead, and then you could, work around the attacks. One of them has melee attacks, the other has ranged attacks. So, you'd kill whichever one you managed to land a couple of hits on first, and then you deal with the other one. That ain't gonna work no more, because apparently they get big buffs. So you want them at least being close to both being dead at the same time. We've got another nemesis. This guy. 31% increased melee damage. I don't think Shield throw is considered melee, but I'm not positive. Well, we could get a second affix added on. Here we go. Are you ready? Because what's coming real soon. Let's check the others. No change on that one. That one got melee attack speed, and no change on that one. I do find that the league mechanics, both the new league and the previous leagues, this guy is a perfect example, are unnecessarily beefy. Lots and lots and lots of hit points. And not in like an interesting way, you know? Just an enormous number of just fucking hit points. That's particularly true on the beasts from the previous league, who are kind of dumb. I believe it was there for the retention. Lens has to double check because his brain is not very functional. It is. Once upon a time, Lens had good brain. He had just major league good brain skills. I should have just freaking bazookaed them. So I won't make that mistake with them. All right, here come deaths. I'm predicting 2. They're also way bigger. Holy shit. I mean, physically just bigger. They completely redid them visually. And it looks like their attacks as well. All right, I hit the E and nothing happened again except the cooldown didn't. The cooldown went off. So I don't know, maybe I'm aiming too close to myself when I hit E and I'm just not seeing that it doesn't look like I'm moving. Or I honest to God don't know. See, that time it worked. They also vastly increased their hit points, it seems like. Right, the matriarch is on very high health. The patriarch is the one who's suffering. Not that the matriarch, like I can easily make her up because she's wearing pumps or anything. Alright, the matriarch is the one that's got more life. That's actually pretty easy. We need to focus on her. This is going to take a while, guys. Ow. Yeah, the Patriarch is not long for this world, and then the Matriarch's going to get really angry at me. Well, frankly, she doesn't seem to be particularly much more difficult than she was before. Now, I've said that. She'll drop a big one-shot on my ass, and that will be the end of me. No, not actually. I mean, a shitload more hit points. Didn't actually seem any more difficult. They felt like they were slower. They were scarier looking for sure. Way more hit points than they need on these things. Or my build is just really crap, which is possible. I don't want to completely say that it couldn't be that the build is crap. I will say that I am unlikely to follow a build guide from this particular individual a second time, as the leveling at low levels was great. It was fine. But the reason I went with it, even though it's a build that requires essentially a unique item, which is normally something I avoid, is because it's not typically a difficult one to get. But it feels like it's one that you need to really transition. And he suggests the transitioning into Meteor at 50. But says you can go earlier as it's pretty strong. I have not found it to be strong yet. Let's grab that. Also, pop-ups in the middle of the screen can fuck right off. Back to town we go. Those sort of pop-ups need to be completely out of the set. This is not a good place. They should be up in a corner or something where they're not covering any potentially important point of screen. Not nuts about this location. Over here would be better, or there. Right, I'm pretty sure it's Arcane Insight next. It is Arcane Insight 10 or just 5? Oh, 8. That's right. We need 8 to activate the thing. The sort of special ability. So we're there for a while.
Gods be with you.
All right, nothing there. I'm going the wrong way. Players. We have players. Use the Blessed Horn. Okay. Thought there was something. Yeah, I guess we got it already. Never mind. I'm talking to myself. I'm the only one who'll listen. Which actually kind of makes sense. That's a lot of mana. Under other circumstances, I would be using this. But the +1 to all skills is stupidly good, and the fire damage over time also extraordinarily good for what the build is right now. Communion of the Erased. These are Weaver's Will. This is a Weaver's Will item. Weaver's Will items are awesome and fun, and we'll be using it. What it is as you get experience, it will add affixes. Up to 10 points in this case, because it has 10 points of Weaver's Will. You could get 7 in one and 3 in another. You could get 4 of them with 2 or 3 each. And they can be awesome, or they can be meh. We're going to lose lightning and poison resist. And some cooldown reduction. Let's see, health on melee hit. What is going on? I'm playing Last Epoch. Having a little coffee. And that has pretty much summed up the entirety of my existence right now. Ah, Felson, welcome back. Is this something I'm ever going to use? No. It seems like your name changes every time.
I see.
You're confusing the old man. In 1961, when I was 10, I was 1. Late in 1961, I was 1. So no. No, I can assure you I was not born in 1950. I'm pretty sure. We also opened up some more idle slots. All right, a 2 high. What else could we use? Cold. We need cold because right now we're heading into a place with lots of cold mobs. Do a quick search and see if there's any other cold ones with better percentages. That is correct. 1960. Cold resist. No. Ooh. Probably worth using. Just for the cold resist for now. We'll drop that there. $65. And there are a few of us old-timers who stream. All right, we need to get an Eber liver and a bitter wing fang. It was high school. High school in the 70s was high school. A lot of various parts of California are beautiful. I suppose even Death Valley is beautiful in a harsh, unforgiving kind of way. I have no idea where Hill High School is, so I'm going to say no. Oh, Hill Valley. I still don't know where that is. There are lots of hills and lots of valleys. All right, the Eber and Fever Wing are over here. Ah, Back to the Future reference. Sorry. It will sound like blasphemy, but I've never seen it. Yep, never seen it. Most people would consider that to be impossible, and yet it's true. Still need to get an Eber liver. Where's the great big Eber? How about a meteor in the head? And for you guys too. Also, especially for you, jerk. If I had to bet as to whether Hill Valley is an actual place or not, my bet would be it is a place somewhere. But not the version in the movie. It's just such a generic name, it's almost certainly someplace that is actually the name of the place. All right, well, we've got Ebers out here. We can get an Eber liver out here. It's like Springfield. Is Springfield real? Well, there are several real Springfields, but none of them actually have a nuclear power plant where a guy named Simpson works. I assume. I don't actually know that for a fact. The Weaver has added its first affix, and it is increased fire damage. Well, that will certainly work until we get the scepter or staff we're looking for. One for you and one for you. How's me blowing the blessed horn? Hey, this does not look OSHA approved. The Temple of Hayorot. We are getting relatively close to the end of the primary part of the story. That's another affix added. At which point we can start running monoliths. And the second affix was more fire damage. Up to now, tier 2. Tier 2. Oh. Worth it to grab that. Necrotic explosions. Oh, I'm having necrotic explosions, guys. It must have been my dinner. We have another nemesis. Well, while we're still exploding, let's go. Gotta try and pile on. The burns while I can on him. I am also suffering hilariously from multiple game syndrome. Right now, every once in a while, all we got was more melee damage increase. Every once in a while, I'm hitting the wrong button entirely because I've been playing a lot of Marvel Heroes. Yeah, I'm getting a little better now. Working with the meteor. But I've got like 7 points into the meteor tree that are doing like literally nothing. Because we're still doing fire meteors. I mean, the fireballs are fine and good for the little mobs. They're just not doing enough damage in any fight where I have to dodge. Like him, Alexos the Frozen Maw, who, he wasn't too bad. Opulent robes of purity. Yes, when I think of clothing myself, obviously I must clothe myself in purity. Because I am myself so pure. No. You got me confused with Lindsay Lohan, I think. Ding 47, which means if we ever get the damn staff, we can now use it. It's not that tough to get. But it's not that tough to get once you get to the point where you have Circle of Fortune rep. No, not really the same difference. I'm a tired old man, and she's a tired old actress. Just not quite as old, and probably not quite as tired. It'd be cool if you guys would stop reproducing endlessly. Magical rabbits. Finally. It's a one-handed sword. It is Irun's Penance. Cold, 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 and then some cold on top of it. Cold. The oh-so cleverly named Farwood. Oh, we got another point. I'm smarter. You can probably tell that my keen wit has gotten even more incisive since I gained one more intelligence. I had a whole lot more ward before, and I'm not sure why I lost all of my ward. Or so much of my ward, anyway. I mean, I had over 450 yesterday. I'm sure I've made some changes, but then I also had an item yesterday that didn't work at all the way I expected, the way they've worked in the past, and I don't know if it was bugged, if I just had a misunderstanding, or what the dealio was. Well, a pyromancer's shrine isn't going to hurt, since I'm already throwing around big balls of fire. Not great balls, they're just big balls of fire. Another Weaver affix. Last update was we were up to 15% fire damage, I think. Interesting. If I'm in Farwood, is it then Nearwood? I would say if I'm in Farwood, it's Herewood. But I like where your mind was going with that. We're up to 33. Is that tier 4? Tier 4. More fire damage. It's Grail. See, those batches, one fireball just sets them all on fire, and their hit points are low enough that it's really quick. And that's where Fireball is awesome. But that's not most mobs. Well, I mean, numerically that's most mobs, but that's certainly not the troublesome mobs. Oh, that's nice. They both walk right out of my freaking meteor. Meanwhile, those things, those elementals, they're just terrible. Not because they're do awful amounts of damage, but because they machine gun. If you're not paying attention, you can easily take 6 or 8 hits, and that would be that. All right. Yeah, that one's got extra health. You dead yet? Now he is. Hey, look. 45%. Tier 5. How about another freaking meteor on your head? Yep. Bossy wolf mob. Whoops. Name is Ghost. I'm sure he was an awesome doggy when he was just a doggy and not some terrible portal champion. Portal champion's witch hat. Which hat is that? I had completely forgot that we have dodge in this game. I remembered it yesterday, I forgot it today. Oh, we've got a treasure lizard. A dead treasure lizard. That would have been helpful earlier if I had, a brain. I believe I may have spoken earlier about the fact that that I used to be the proud owner of a high quality S-tier brain. Whew, that was a long time ago. Once upon a time. All right, we've added another affix. The affixes are coming fast and furious, so to speak. What is back there? Grail, stop chasing things down just to hit them. We've now added health and stun avoidance. Stun avoidance, no big deal. Health, always welcome. I mean, stun's welcome too. I don't want stun to feel unwelcome. It's just, stun avoidance is a nice bonus. Why are you guys not dead yet? It's a whole shitload of them. If you didn't aware, evidently, rhyme giants come in shitloads. That's, got a murder of crows, you get a shitload of rhyme giants. Another Weaver point. Oh boy. And here we go again. Oh, I didn't even see him there. Sneaky bastard. We'll just set him on. Oh, that's a lot. Oh, you jerks. Come on, man. Has increased damage, has shorter cooldowns. Yeah, it has more hit points than God. I do not remember. I mean, they did mention that a lot of the sort of intermediate tier bosses and stuff had gotten buffs. Boy, howdy, have they. Yes, I said boy, howdy. Meteors. Where were we going? Here? There? I don't recall. I can find out, though. I have the technology. 3 there. And then 3 to the bird. All right, so base crit and then crit multi. Can't say that's surprising. I believe we were to scatter blast on that one. Yes, we were. To the cap. Yep, to 4. All right, scatter blast. Sexy. Okay, we'll travel to the ancient era. That's fine. Chevy and Ford in the game? Yeah, I don't think so, but maybe at the end game. All right. I know which one. That one. There was a build I was looking at that really wants to have that. It requires 20,000 bones. I have 5,200. And it requires, I have enough of the teeth or fangs. I don't have enough of the horns. So I will start focusing on horns. Ding 48. Oh, he was already dead. More ancient bones. As a Guild Wars 2 player, my immediate response to those mobs was to scream, Raptors! Pocket Raptors. In Heart of Thorns, they were, by most people, considered to be horrifying, unpleasant mobs. I never had that much problem with them. In part because I was mostly playing Guardian, and Guardian has a really good answer. If he's wielding a two-hander, he just leaps in and spins. They all would die. So it was never really a problem for that character. There are a pack of little mobs that hit really hard. And that wasn't the sort of thing that was difficult for that character to deal with. On the other hand, the mobs I really did hate in Heart of Thorns, for you Guild Wars 2 players, was quite specifically the Mordrum snipers, because I felt that they were an unfair mob. Because their attack would not only down you, but because it was a line area of effect, it would down you and then almost instantly kill you too. All right, big boss. Far too many hit points. Far too many hit points. This is the new one. We beat the last one not too long ago. And we got some rewards and stuff for that. He's not too big. They get bigger and bigger because you keep adding more evolutions to them. Good, keep him busy. I'll just keep freaking lighting him up. And then he'll burn out. Like that. It'll be awesome. Couple of glyphs of hope. Nice. A bunch of rare affixes. Also nice. Alright, we got enough fangs. We don't need feathers. We need primordial horns. So he's going to gain a charge attack the next time we fight him. Great. But we need the horns. Come on, Grael. The Tomb of Morditas. And the boss. The biggie boss. Ice, ice, baby. That's good. Freeze him. Freeze him for a while. I like that. You can keep freezing him. That's cool. Cool. Get it? Never mind. Let's say I didn't actually make that non-joke thing. You're doing an excellent job keeping his attention, Grael. I'm very appreciative of that. He has many burns on him and is dead. Thank you, Grael. Really good working with you. Bonk. Did I break that? Give me a little duct tape. I can fix.
We have the lance. Would you but one? I'll give you one. Tell me more of this immortal
The lance was found, and a bond was formed.
Me and Grael, man, we're buddies. Like this.
before.
Their fates intertwined
Let's go together.
with mine.
I'm sorry, dude, not holding hands.
For now, they focused on their past.
We just met. Yeah, buy me a couple drinks. We'll talk. All right. We return to Yulia.
I know things is right. Yes. If what you beyond all that is left is to take the line.
Gives us 2 idle slots, and I think this gives us the last of the idle slots as we give the boner meds to the old man. You've got the ingredients? Splendid. I can't wait to use it. For the cure, of course. Oh, gods, I can't keep lying to you. Do you want to know what it's really for? I'd really rather not. Well, you see, after my wife passed, I thought that stage of my life was over. But I met the most fetching woman at the last harvest festival. Older than I, believe it or not. And, well, she started looking at me with those eyes of hers, and I... Please, don't. This has been Lens Dramatic Theater. I hope you appreciated it. I believe that is all of our proverbial slots now opened. Let's see. If this one goes here, we can get 2 more verticals. 2 more 2-verts. And what would be good? Let's see. Fizz, Necrotic, and Void. No fizz there. No fizz there. Actually, it's better to use this. Why is that showing up on the search? I don't know how the searches work, but there is no word necrotic in there. It correctly finds this one. So, either another flat or another vertical. It's void res, right? Seriously? None? Zero? Nil? Nada? Zippo? Poison. Well, we can always go with... Who doesn't like a little poison? That was a kind of... Not actually... You know... Most of us don't actually like poison. But that is all of the slots opened up. And 4 refracted slots filled. Now, we don't have any equipped heretical idols. Or threshold. Oh, ward decay per idol and refracted. So we have 36 additional ward decay and 48 additional mana. In addition to all the things that the idols are actually giving us. Let's see. Armor, reduced damage. That's a lot of reduced damage from crit strikes. Yeah, it's a tier 7. So basically, almost completely removing the extra damage things do when they crit your ass into oblivion. And also a tier 5 sealed affix. That thing is just really, really good. It's not like broken good. It's just really good. Melee attack speed. Not for this build, that's for sure. Nope. Nope. That is an enormous amount of ward decay threshold. Holy crap. I'm going to attempt to get lucky, metaphorically speaking. Damage over time, huh? Take a good look at that one. The rest of these are probably going bye-bye. That's a lot of cold resist. A little bit of damage over time on that. Ward per second is nice. Well, we're going to play with that one a little bit too.
Yes.
Also wanted to check. I guess it doesn't work in an area like this. I'm not sure. There's supposed to be a thing that keeps track. I know I have all of the... hold on. Sneeze coming. Idle slots. I think I have all of the extra skill points as well. It's supposed to show up when you hit M down here behind my head. But half the time it doesn't. I think maybe you can't be in a hub and use it and get that ability. I'm not sure. Anyway, I was going to play with some of these. Let's see. We wanted to have extra cold, so that's why we went with that. It's not bad. We wanted to look and see what we could do with this because we're going to attempt to get quite lucky. We're going to... All right, that one, we have one of each. Okay, we can try and get lucky. We're gonna, what did I do? I shattered it. That was not what I wanted to do. On the other hand, at least we did get all 5 shards from the one affix that mattered. So that's the plus. You can probably hear this high-pitch whining sound. That is what they have in place of the beep, beep, beep sound when they back up. It's more annoying than the beep, beep, beep sound. Okay, we currently have damage over time, but this has more damage over time. This has less poison resist. This has fire instead of cold, but it also has an open affix. A prefix, to be exact. Oh, we can throw mana onto it. We know mana is available. That gave us an extra free tier of poison resist. So we slap this in. Our cold resist is now kind of crap. Fire and lightning are overcapped. And the other one I was going to look at was this, where we have void and cold, which would be pretty good. We can see if we can roll off the... We'll try that one that I failed to do the other time because I hit the wrong button. Or wasn't paying attention. Or both. Let's see. No, we want this. Glyph of Chaos. We're going to try and roll off the critical strike chance and see if we can get something better. Fire damage will work, sure. We can go ahead and throw in another tier of void resist. We're almost out of. So this doesn't have as much damage over time. And our resists now. Cold, lightning, fire is good. Poison is okay. Because that had some poison. About the same. We just swapped the cold for fire. Fire damage, and this has got mana and damage over time. Let us see what we can shatter off of it. We would like to get the damage over time shattered off. As many of those as possible. I'm going to try to remove it. Because we really would like 4 of those. We need more of those. Glyph of Hope will reduce the amount of forging potential we lose when we remove a random affix. Alright, we got the mana shards. Not what we were looking for. We got the fire resist. Okay, we got the one we wanted. Clear. Clear. And we'll just sell that. First of all, we're going to... Not that one. Those are both getting sold. That one we're going to throw some more damage over time. We don't have much potential left there. That's unfortunate. Now we can get lucky. At least we didn't lose any. How about not losing any again? No. So, what we gained then was we lost a little mana. We gained cold resist over fire resist, swapped those, and a slight increase in damage over time. What that also means is that we can now just do a full shatter on this and see what we can get back out. More of the damage over time, please. No, just cold resist. Oh, I got the wrong one again. Just trying to just shatter it. We got one of the damage over time shards back out. Okay, and these two are getting sold. And it's time for us to start buying the occasional rune of shattering. So we can start getting items that we pick up that we don't like, that have a couple of good affixes to be used. Alright, we have to return to Heorot. I'm not sure why they make us do this. Run through an abbreviated map to get to the NPC, only to head off in entirely the other direction, but they do. And then we're going to turn around. We'll get to the place that they want us to go. No, we won't. We'll just get back to town, and then we're heading off to the end of time. And we are going to try to start doing some monoliths, which are really good XP. They're going to be really dangerous because I'm under level. That's fine. Weaver. We've got 2 points left. We are at tier 7 on the fire damage and a little bit of health and stun avoidance. That's only tier 1. So, yeah, tier 7 fire is quite helpful. Protective Ceramic Hunger of Rampancy. He's new. That's not a mob type we had in the game previously. I now have a freezing shrine. I can freeze and burn. Now I really feel like an elementalist. And also, explosions! It's a heffalump. You see, this is this short little nothing map that I have no idea where they make us go through, but they do. So we do, you know. And now we have to talk to Heorot again. And he's gone to God heaven. No, it's still not showing. Right underneath my head here, right where my mouse disappears, they're supposed to have a little thing that says what you're missing, if anything. And it doesn't. I don't know why. I have no freaking clue. Again, maybe this is because this is perhaps considered a narrative space. I don't know. I don't know. Where were we going from here? Here, I think. Yeah, that was where we were going. All right, travel to Deep Harbor, or instead to the End of Time. Poof. I'm going to AFK for a sec. I'm going to refill my coffee cup and come back, and we're going to start doing monoliths and see if we can get ourselves a kill. Here comes the bomb. My better reference. He's back. Oh, man. Look at my life. All right, let's get some big, chunky bunches of XP, shall we?
Oh, yes.
The Monolith of Fate, sure.
Farewell.
There's the big dragony thing and the sort of black hole of... It's the end of time. All right, well, here we are. That will have rewards of affix shards. What we would like, rare amulets. That's got cash. Piles of gold. Let's go for the cash. This is level 62. Mind you, I'm level 50, what, 50, 51, 52? 48. I'm sure it won't be a problem. That was sarcasm, by the way. I'm sure it will be a problem. Oh, and we have a boss coming up. That's ideal. Maybe taking on the boss was a mistake, but I'm here now, so... Is he dead? Didn't drop a whole lot. We're now currently at 48 and a half. That's the level. Not my age, sadly. If only. What the hell? Destroy bow. Oh, it's bone spires. Oh, that's what's dropping big, enormous bombs at me. Or the bone spires, I think. Oh, good. They burrow. I can burrow through an elephant. That's an old Monty Python bit. Would you stop? These are some really, not incredibly difficult, but very... Oh, we've got another boss. That's a thing. Oh, he's really big. The Bone Spires have guardians now? Excuse me, what? I really don't think they needed that. Now, granted, as I said, I am underleveled for this content by a chunk. They have definitely made things more difficult. Also, it's not helping I'm not doing an enormous amount of damage. But I believe I started the stream off by noting that I wasn't doing a lot of damage. That the build's not very good right now. I don't find any of that interesting enough to even be worth fighting a potentially hit point spongy boss mob. Gotta check. More health and stun avoidance. Presumably that's all we're going to get. We have one more point to go. So a 7 and a 3 will be... Jeez. What we'll get from our Weaver's Will items. So when you start up a new monolith, the mob types are, I believe, are just randomly generated. And I've gotten some really pain in the nipples type randomly distributed selected mobs. Level 49. Oh my god, it's another of the same freaking boss. Who's guarding the... And once again, I'm fighting in small areas. Oh, multiple. Yeah, that's great. I love this for me. Got rid of the big guardian dude and his punk friend. These definitely, I mean, I certainly seems to me like they've got a lot more hit points than they used to. Maybe it's just that my damage is so low, and that's obviously part of it. For sure, these. We'll open a portal and head home. Give me my gold. Piles of it. We've got piles of it back here. Another Python reference. 44% damage over time. Okay. We currently have elemental damage, lightning and poison resist, cold resist. We can reroll the poison damage off. Maybe get lucky. I'm not of a level to use this. I am of a level to use that, evidently. I can go spell damage chance for lightning blast to chain. I do like lightning blast, but I don't have that on this character. No. And 118 health. Is that tier 6? Tier 6 indeed. That's a keeper, not for this build. Again, sadly. So these two go into cold storage, so to speak. Minor annoyance. When I click on her, I don't need shop and leave. Leave doesn't have to be there. Shop doesn't have to be there. When I click, just go to the shop. It is one of those little niggling annoyances I have with the game. We wanted to take a look at this. See if we can re-roll the poison damage off into something that doesn't suck, you know? That is Glyph of Chaos, which is going to raise it from tier 2 to tier 3 or possibly 4 to a random affix. Necrotic Penetration does nothing for me. I have no additional ones to use. I would like the damage over time off, so again, we're going with the Rune of Removal. We got the damage over time first time. Excellent. So we'll clear it both and sell it.
Yes.
I didn't pick it up.
Yes.
Ah, there we go. Now it's showing up. The passive points reward, 15 out of 15, and idle slot reward, 8 out of 8. So I have, in fact, done everything you have to do to get your character all of the idols and passive points he can get. I still will need to play some more through the storyline because I have to get to Majasa, Upper Majasa, to open up the Circle of Fortune. All right, we're here. We have more money there. Amulets. Ooh, our first Cemetery of the Erased, our first Weaver. We can die in there for sure. That's a unique, I think. Yeah, unique there. Well, we're going this way. Slay both champions. Oh, lovely. Champions. We aren't the champions. Well, that is the last of the improvements to the Weaver's item. It could conceivably have gotten a different... Why are they coming back from the freaking dead? I need that Temporal Sanctum key. Holy crap, do I need that? That's the key to a skip. Yeah, so tier 3, a health stun avoidance, tier 7 fire damage. All right, we have spotted the locations of the two champions. Skritter, Death Grip champion. He is on me like white on rice, proverbially. And why is it constantly? Oh, perfect. And when I say perfect, of course I'm lying. Skritter is a rat. I didn't even realize he was a rat. Sorry, Skritter. I just didn't know. I feel bad now. Sorry, Skritter. I couldn't tell. I thought you were a wolf. But I should have known. Skritter's not a very wolfy name. It's a kind of, you know, crappity name someone would give to their pet rat. You know, you little assholes who come back from the dead, I do not appreciate that. not like these ceramics either. The bone scavengers or the ceramics, whatever the hell they're called. They kind of suck too. That is... Oh, confront a rift beast. Yeah, I don't want to do that here because that thing would be at the level of the map. And that would be an enormous amount of hit points. I would go so far as to say a stupid amount of hit points. Alright, we've got another champion down here. And we also have a loot lizard. He's dead. And hopefully I won't join him. Or I will. Oh, interesting. The loot on the ground comes to you. Well, that's helpful, to be sure. Ward gained on potion use? No. Set that one aside. No. Yeah. Ward per second. Acolytes. Necromancers. Wannabes.
Yes. Take care.
Well, I did say I would be dying, right? We got one temporal sanctum key. I'm not sure if this character is capable of taking on the bad person we would have to beat, Julra, to get through and out the other side. I do want to try this and then that. Oh, I have to finish that, don't I? Fuck. Or redo it. Finish it, yeah. But I don't get the reward for it. These... Sadly, the real problem here is these freaking enormous scorpions have huge hit point pools. So sadly, they're taking me forever to kill, which is making me far more likely to just, you know, die. Oh, we do have to slay the champions. Oh, and I think it's the same affix as for the mobs. That one's going to burn out at least. Yeah, this is probably going to go badly. What is producing all of these? I keep killing them and they keep coming back. And sadly, I don't have the time to mouse over and see that this thing is summoning a twin at half health and shreds fire resistance. But what keeps producing all the little ones? Are they exploding into smaller scorpions? Do the scorpions summon more scorpions? There were not that many scorpions a moment ago. I'm now level 50. Yay me. They have definitely increased. Well, I can't say definitely increased the difficulty because my build's kind of crap. So It's not fair for me to say, hey, they've increased the difficulty of monoliths compared to when we used to be able to do them at level 50 without a problem. Because I'm not sure. You see, they just keep coming up in new batches of freaking scorps. And they do so over time. It's just that incredibly, because you have to stay here and help. Oh, look, another batch has popped up. Are they done yet? Can I actually do something? No, I can't, because there's another one coming. I've managed to get, like I said, just the most annoying mob types in my first couple. Enough that... Fuck this map. Pardon my French. It wasn't French. It was just vulgar. No. No. No.
Yes.
Recovery speed for Surge. I don't even know what class Surge is. Gotta be mage somewhere. Oh, I can't. Yeah. Okay. I can't move on until I finish that map out. And I don't want to because it's an incredible piece of waste of my life. So back to storyline, I guess. This build is just not... I think it's a combo platter, realistically, that the build is bad. Not Fatima. God. This little diamondite-like shape means that I have a quest here. But half the time you can't find the quest, right? That means it's in that area. And it's in Deep Harbor, where I haven't been yet, so we have to go there. I'm just finding the game really, really frustrating. I don't know how much of it is the build and how much of it is that they did do a power ramp on stuff. Because they did. Eventually we need focus, I know that, but for now, let's go with teleport. Because that's the other one we use. All right, teleport, we got, what, 8 points, I think? So we go 3, 3, and 3. Give us ward. Converts the percentage of your current health into twice as much ward. And more ward retention. Oh, that was 9 points. Where do we go next? Where do we go from here? We put 5 in there. And then we swap. Okay. Big ones have babies and the babies grow up into big ones. I don't know enough about scorpions to debate that. And the thing is, I have the Siren's Call of a brokenly good item that I could use for the other class that I considered starting, which was the Void Knight. I have a level 1 usable weapon which has like plus 40 to melee damage, which is enormous. And then I have another one which is like plus 20 to melee damage and plus 90 to void melee damage, which, as you might guess, is good if one is a Void Knight. A tier 7 flat damage affix on a level 12 item. All right, we've got another. That should be enough to burn him out. It was. That's what I've got to get used to doing again, is space to dodge. I had completely forgotten about it earlier today. We shall not comment on how bad that was. All right, give me something nice in here. I already have a decayed skull. So, no. And that one's almost good. I have to give it a try. It's just in my nature. Lightning strikes, it sure does. That hurt? Seemed like it might have hurt. Spooters! I've said it before and I'll say it again. All RPGs and ARPGs and MMORPGs, basically every type of RPG imaginable, they all have two things in common. Spiders and sewers. Ooh, a chest. Wow, look at all that nothing. Missed me. All right, who wants elephant ribs? Fred Flintstone? Anyone else? Another point. Stable bubble. Or stabubble. When I dodge, I get frenzy? Why am I getting frenzy when I dodge? I do not even know.
We have a problem. It is
Yeah, you're the problem.
they're holed up in the pier. If you think you stand a chance, show no mercy.
No mercy. No mercy is my middle name. Magnifying no mercy lens. Okay, travel to the burning pier. Burning pier? What? You have a burning sensation when you urinate? That's not a good sign. Ooh. League mechanic. Another possibility to die. Or seasonal mechanic, sorry. Basically, yeah. Make sure we clear out around it. Because extra friends are not friendly in the league mechanic. Oh, God, the smell of burnt feathers. Jeez Louise. Okay, here we go. He's coming out of his egg soon. There he is. He's out of his egg. That ought to do him. It did him. Rune of corruption. That's what the world is today. Hey, hey. Bunch of corrupted stuff. The corrupted mechanic is quite nicely entertaining in the new season. Smells like roast chicken now. Got another. Loot lizard. Rune of Ascendance and 2 uniques. Very nice. Clanky bits of goodness. Managed to miss him with each and every one of those 3 shots because the old hand-eye coordination is kind of going, guys. Stay young, remember? I've been advising you that for a while now. Stay young. I think there's like a chest back here that is certainly not worth getting, but I will get anyway. Yeah. Oh, this is where we came in. Duh. Need to get the other guy taken care of. This is one of those where they changed around the... Ooh, he's big. They changed around the way this particular map worked. Early on, there were like 4 people you had to rescue. Now you just have to kill a couple of guys. Vatran the Saboteur. He has an awful lot of... Oh, he has more health. How lucky for me. Would you please? I can't say for sure it's that the mobs have stupid amounts of hit points or if the build is just that bad, but it feels awful right now to play. There's a chest back here. No, there's not. Down here? Nope. All right. Fine then. I need to speak with Elder Gaspar, Epoch Mastery. I don't know what that means. I mean, I know you have to speak with Elder Gaspar. That I do understand what that means. One or two? Just one? Disappointment. My brain was having the maths problem. Number plus number equals number. Why isn't it? Because you're an idiot. What? I'm sorry, what? Because you're an idiot, Lens. I'm not here. I'm not listening to you. He's upstairs. We've got the lovely fight with Lagon coming up. Everyone loves Lagon. Oh, wait, what? Is that Gaspar? What do I need to do? I spoke with Elder. Gaspar. I did that. That's Elder Gaspar. You can tell because of how he is. I don't know where that's going. Back to the outcast camp, where I don't really care about being. That's not where I wanted to be at all. Be in the Divine Era. Theoretically in Hail Boreal, although why Deep Harbor is in the middle of the mountains, I honestly don't understand. And yet there it is.
Can I help you?
Harbard.
Don't lose your way.
Off to Lake Leoth. Yeah. I have to say I am irritated that the speaking with Elder Gaspar didn't actually fucking do anything. And then I still have a quest up to speak to him. Is irritating. Another loot lizard. That should take care of him. It did. For a moment. Whoa, did he break up into other loot lizards? He did. All right, please give me the green item I want and need so desperately. No, don't run away. I don't want you to run away. I just want you to, you know, casually pass away. That's all. So, that just happened. Three uniques. 4 uniques. 5 uniques. A green, 6 uniques. A green, 7 uniques. 8 uniques. At least 9 uniques, and 10 and 11. Can I not get to? Oh, we need to. There we go. Place them in their actual proper place. Yep, I thought that would be happening. Inventory is full. What are we missing? Gloves. Well, we can make space for the gloves. Don't need those. So that was a thing that just happened. Got one more back here. Body armor, right? Oh, we got a bunch of runes and stuffs. And we have a nemesis. We were looking at him, seeing if that thing could get empowered. It did not get empowered the first go. Yeah, it's just not that good. We're going to banish him. So that was an impressive loot explosion. We had you don't get those all the time. That was, if you were not paying attention, that was a loot lizard that broke up into 6 or 8 smaller loot lizards. Speaking of loot lizards, have we spoken of loot lizards? We may have spoken of loot lizards. Well, I can't complain about what he dropped, given what the previous one dropped, you know. That the previous loot lizard dropped loot lizards. Let's grab that. Level 51. $106 gold from that chest. And 8 gold from that. I'll try not to spend it all in one place. Actually, it'd be harder to not spend it all in one place than it would be to spend it all in one place. Significantly. He's a spiteful Osprix Vanguard of Haste. And a dead one at that. Cryomancy. Big boys don't cryomancy. I tell you, that would be a hell of a dose of crabs. Oh, we have another champion. Torv the Crafter. Looks more like Torv the Dead Man. I know, I shouldn't copy, or I shouldn't mock the dead bad guys. It's just in bad taste. Leoth's Road. I'm gonna head back to the end of time, go through all of those loots. It helps if you actually click on the place you want to go. It's a tech you have to learn. Not for the novices. We're up to 6 points in Arcane Insight. I think it was there next, I think. That's the wrong button. Button. Who's got the button? Evidently not me. It looks like that is correct. So 3, 3, 5. And then 5. Going all the way there. Additional cold resist and armor. I can see that. We got a lot of items. All right, so this Battle Mage's Endeavor, which adds Lightning Cold and Spell Lightning, Spell Cold. Attack speed, movement speed, chance to cast Lightning Blast with 2 additional chains when you use a melee attack. So that is for the Battle Mage option. Increase melee attack speed and Frenzy after you use Evade. That's pretty goddamn good. NGL, yo. Increased bow damage and a couple of resists. The bow damage is tier 6. So that one's pretty good. Minion health +1 to all skills is really good. I have that on the chest piece I'm currently wearing. By itself, it's almost worth equipping. Even though it only has like 1 decent resist and a little bit of mana. It's really good. Ring of the Third Eye. Chains of Uloros. Increased effective suffixes for idols in refracted slots. The Ashen Crown. Elemental Nova. Bleeding Heart. Oh, interesting. We got 2 Kuzan's Fury one-handed swords. Can you wield 2 of them? I don't know. Maybe. Melee Fire, Cinder Strike. I doubt you can wield 2. It's probably... I don't know. Maybe you can wield 2. Dancing Strikes is converted to fire. Increased area for fire. All kinds of fire. Attack speed. I don't know. If you can wield 2, it seems really freaking awesome. I'll have to check. Isidora's Revenge. Creepy. Doppelganger's Facade. Swaddling of the Erased. That is another Weaver's Will, with a rather low Weaver's Will. That goes in. Ooh, Exsanguinous. Really nice. Might actually make this build. Okay, now we have, a 1 LP shield. It has +3 to shield throw as well. Another Swaddling of the Erased. 2 of those. Tasty. Chronicle of the Damned. Aurelis. Frozen Ire. Let's see, that's... Oh, wow. Again, damage reflected. Void and cold resist, but +1 to all skills and 37 mana. The one I've got is better, but that's really freaking good. All right, the two swaddlings and the scavenger. And I assume the rest of this is probably going to be Garbaggio in comparison. Yeah. All right, I am going to call it here. I should be back tomorrow, the usual time, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, middle of the night in Europe, morning in Asia, Australia, and New Zealand. Probably for more of this, but I am feeling a little bit underwhelmed by my current build, so I may try something else out. Also, tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Pacific, we have a Guild Wars 2 raid. I probably won't be streaming, but a lot of the other players will be streaming. Engelbert Meow, Malcolmist TV. I think we've got Amavera. We've had in the past, we've had Iron Maiden, we've had Hellmasker. So, I mean, these are way cooler people than me. But I get to stream with them, or at least play with them. Anyway, that's the plan for tomorrow. Beyond that, not sure. But that is going to do it for me tonight. Again, thank you guys for hanging. Always appreciate it. Hopefully you'll see me soon. I hope the rest of your Saturday night is awesome and your Sunday is long. Hope you have a nice, long, relaxing Sunday, because you know what comes next. I'm back tomorrow.